I feel like I'm being tested by God right now because I was so ready to just leave clown world analysis behind, but I just can't help myself here. It's been announced that Kanye West has teamed up with Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos for a Kanye West 2024 presidential run. And they recently met with Donald Trump. I mean, what timeline are we living in? This, like, look at what Ye recently put on his Twitter. Watch this video.
Trump was most perturbed about me asking him to be my vice president. I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard. It was the fact that I walked.
Look at how weird Milo looks right here. You know what? This is okay. So this is my interpretation of what's going on. Like, Milo thinks that Trump is like the greatest thing that's happened to American politics and all of our history. And now he's siding with, Kanye West, who it seems like, they had some tension when Kanye met with Donald Trump. And I just see the confliction in Milo Yiannopoulos, who like spent his entire political career advocating for Trump. And then suddenly he's just completely flipping over to helping Kanye West. The torment he must be feeling, but it's like, I think they would do good work.
That I walked in with intelligence.
Oh my God, and then that's the other part of this. There's Kanye with Nick Fuentes. And Fuentes for a while has been like praising Kanye, saying how big of a fan he is, not only of his music, but like just, what he's been saying on the world stage. And I probably don't need to explain this, but if there's some people that think, Fuentes is racist. Like, I wouldn't like Fuentes if he was legitimately like a low IQ racist. Like, he's not. Like, obviously he runs in a lot of diverse circles.
Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes...
Yeah, Trump is impressed with Nick Fuentes because that's something that people have always wondered. Like, is Fuentes on Trump's radar? At least people who follow this sort of politics. So that's like crazy to me because I saw another article saying that Fuentes sat across the table from Trump at dinner when they all met up. I mean, that must have made Nick Fuentes' life right there.
Like so many of the lawyers and so many people that he was left with on his 2020 campaign, he's actually a loyalist. When he didn't know what the lawyers is, you'll still have your lawyer list. And when all the lawyers said, forget it, Trump's done, there were loyalists running up in the White House, right? And my question would be, why, when you had the chance, did you not free the January Sixers? And
that's a good point.
And I said, go and get Corey back. Go and get these people.
Like, at least, like, I would actually trust Kanye West to actually put in some work to release those January 6th prisoners, because that is so unconstitutional what happened to those people. They made up some lie that they were planning an insurrection when obviously it was just a random event that occurred. And, like, I'm not going to get into it. It's just, it's so inhumane. Look, and then he puts Alex Jones here. It seems like Kanye is assembling a team. And I had this thought originally, and then I heard Paul from Pockets of the Future also say it, that Kanye West watches the same videos we do. And by we, I mean like truthers, if you happen to be one. So that's why it's just like kind of exciting to see someone as high profile as West like talk to the people that I would maybe consider kind of obscure, that I really enjoy listening to. It's a very odd timeline to be in.
It gives me this would-be mob-esque kind of story, talking to some kid from the south side of Chicago trying to sound mobby or whatever. He goes into the story about all that he went through to get Alice Johnson out of jail and how he didn't do it for Kim, but he did it for me. But then he goes on to say that Kim is a... You can tell her I said that. And I was thinking, like, that's the mother of my children. Since we know, and all the Christians in America that love Trump know that Trump is a conservative, we're going to demand that you hold all policies directly to the Bible. When Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose.
I'm not the most religious guy, I guess, but I feel like there is a connection between religion and politics. Like, there's this one quote that's like, if you think religion and politics are separate, then you don't understand either. Because, like, politics is, like, what things should be, and religion is, like, how things are. And like those two are linked. You can't escape the two. So, as long as it doesn't look like the time during George W. Bush when it was all the pearl clutching evangelist conservatives connected with like politics, I'd be cool, honestly, with like a more like spiritual, religious aspect in American politics. Because we need something to unite the country together, because there's just a lot of different factions like clashing with one another.
Never worked for anyone in history.
You're gonna lose. Tell me he's gonna lose.
I'm like, well, hold on, Trump. You're talking to Ye.
Wow. So a lot of people are a little bit concerned that here's a Timcast article about this event. So some people are concerned that Kanye might run as an independent and then take away votes from the Republican Party. Nick Fuentes and Milo are pretty intelligent strategists. They're very well aware of that whole libertarian meme of, I voted third party, and then it just like screws over the election and lets the Democrats win. I'm thinking that Kanye will run as a Republican just because if he ran as an independent, that would be the stupidest move. It would be so odd. The Democrats would be thrilled if he were to do this, because that would just hand them the election. I really hope that if this happens, he runs Republican. I'd vote for him over Trump just because of like the advisors that Kanye West is surrounding himself by. Let's look at, before we get into this article, some of Milo's recent messages on Telegram to confirm this story. So Milo Yiannopoulos says on Telegram, former President Trump had dinner at Mar-a-Lago this week with Ye, Nicholas J. Fuentes, and Karen Giorno. It did not go as Trump was expecting. Yeah, it's kind of sad that, after all this time of like Milo and Fuentes like being ostracized and putting their lives on the line basically to defend Trump, they finally meet Donald Trump and then rub him the wrong way. It is kind of funny. It's okay. Let me read the other message. So, Milo seems to really be switching over to West with this recent message. He said, taking the opportunity this week to give thanks for friendships new and old. I am blessed to be getting to know Ye, who is our Leonardo, an authentic, brilliant polymath, and one of the most pious and godly men I know. I'm energized by an ever-strengthening fraternal and intellectual alliance with Nick Fuentes, the most gifted political analyst of his generation. And, of course, the thought of working together again with Karen. I am humbled by the gifts of these extraordinary individuals. I've always been a blah, blah, blah. He's kind of right. Like, Nick Fuentes, for how young he is, it's incredibly impressive, like, how good of an analyst he is when it comes to politics. Like, he's a smart dude. Milo goes on to say, it's real. Everything you are feeling is real. It's 2015 again, and the best is yet to come. So, he's feeling optimistic. Let's go into this Timcast article. Exclusive details. Ye brings Nick Fuentes and Karen Giorno to dinner with Trump. Let's see. The dinner between Ye and Trump had previously arranged, but the additional guests were brought on by author and political commentator Milo Yiannopoulos, who has been named by the fashion and entertainment mogul as his campaign director. And Milo actually has been off the scene for a little bit, but recently he's been working under Marjorie Taylor Greene, helping her out. So he's been in mainstream politics a little bit. He's got his feet wet. So on Thursday evening, Ye shook up Thanksgiving when he tweeted a video featuring a discussion between himself and Yiannopoulos about the meeting, which we just watched. Ye said that he thinks Trump was most perturbed by him asking the former president, we already saw all this. I wonder if Fuentes did anything to piss off Trump, because there were some reports saying that Trump was just like really bothered at the end of the meeting, and it seemed like he was in a rush to get their little entourage out of there. Oh, man. Okay. So here's some more insight on what they actually talked about at this dinner. This looks like a group chat between Nick Fuentes, Milo, and Kanye. Let's see. I think this is... he blocked out the name, but it says... And it is looking more and more like it was Jason Miller who was the source for the Daily Beast. Same guy, Milo says, who wrote the announcement speech, please sit down. Nick, didn't you tell the president at dinner that Jason didn't like you? Yes, I told him that Jason Miller had me banned on Getter. Okay, Jason Miller, I believe, was, a campaign advisor for Donald Trump in 2016. So Jason is someone who has Trump's ear. And he got Nick Fuentes banned. Let's see. He said, I told Nick to tell the former president that Nick hated his speech. Jason is not on Trump's official payroll, but he still uses him. Okay, so Jason still mildly works with Trump, even though he's not paid by him. It seems like at the end of the day, of course, Trump is going to side with Jason Miller over Nick Fuentes. Nick is 24 years old or something? I doubt that Nick told Trump that he hated his speech, although Nick's pretty ballsy. I really wish this would have went better. It's weird. Fuentes has been oddly silent on Telegram about all this. I'm guessing we're going to hear more from him by the end of the day. I'm sure he'll do a live stream. So I want to hear what Fuentes has to say. It seems like he's keeping it low key that he met with Trump because, mainstream news hasn't really jumped onto this yet. But, believe you me, they will. There's going to be all these articles of pearl clutchers freaking out that Fuentes met with Trump. So it's smart for Fuentes to just kind of, keep silent for a little bit. All right, let's continue this article here. According to a source familiar with the events at the dinner who asked to remain anonymous, Ye had arrived at Mar-a-Lago with Giorno, who served as Trump's Florida chief strategist in 2016 and later a senior advisor for his campaign, as a power move to show that he is serious about his White House bid. Giorno has worked for multiple presidents and is regarded as highly formidable at running campaigns. Though several reporters are citing anonymous sources to claim that Fuentes was not present at the dinner, multiple people have confirmed to Timcast that he was, including Yiannopoulos and Giorno. Milo said it right on Telegram. Let's see this quote from Meredith McGraw. Trump was not given a heads up Kanye would be bringing Fuentes with him to Mar-a-Lago, and Trump did not meet Fuentes while he was there, according to a person familiar. But then I read somewhere else that he sat right across from Fuentes, so I don't know. See another quote. Nick attended the dinner and sat across from the president. Yeah, here it is. I sat to the president's right and Ye to his left, Giorno said. The president was by himself for dinner, but invited Ye to meet some people on the patio. Am I just not understanding this? What does it mean by the president was by himself for dinner, but she also said Nick attended the dinner and sat across from the president? I need to read this more. Giorno said there were at least 7 other tables with people having dinner nearby. We had a traditional turkey dinner, which wasn't on the menu, Giorno told Timcast. It was delicious. Ye had seconds of the stuffing, whatever. Yiannopoulos, according to the source, sent Giorno a signal to Trump that Ye is serious about his campaign and working with people that normally would have expected to be in the former president's camp. Yeah, and Trump just told Ye, you're going to lose. He, kind of shouted at him. He was mad because the fact that he's mad, he's either angry because he's like, okay, either you're going to run as an independent and take votes from me, or you're going to challenge me as the Republican nominee. He's probably like, come on, Kanye, we're friends. What are you doing? They both love him or hate him. They both have big egos, and this is what they want. So halfway through the dinner, Trump gets a call, the source told Timcast. When he comes back, the whole tenor of the dinner changes, and he starts ranting about Kim Kardashian, saying that she's disgusting, and all the rest of it. Ye just looked around the table and said, that's the mother of my children that you are talking about. Oh, wow. Those are fighting words between these two. Okay, it says, by this point, the whole meeting was becoming a disaster. It's funny, but that's honestly sad. Trump starts getting edgy, antsy, fidgety, and angry. He can't get them out of there fast enough, the source said. When they get up to leave, there's an enormous line of people who want photos with Ye, and not a single one of them asked for one with Trump alone, the source said. Trump was just kind of allowed to join in some of them. By the end, Trump was like, is the car here? Is the car here? Where's the car? The source said that the evening began with Trump seemingly trying to neutralize Kanye, but the mogul was of the mindset of, you don't have anything for me, and you're not offering me anything, so I don't know what we're doing here, but thanks for dinner. Though Trump allegedly flew off the handle at Ye, he was dazzled by Fuentes, Yiannopoulos told Timcast. Well, that's good. At least Nick made a good impression. To be a fly on the wall of those two speaking. Okay, Fuentes, once an avid Trump supporter, is rumored to be in line to serve as the communications director for Yay 24 campaign. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Trump is never going to, at least I don't think so, elect Nick Fuentes to work with him just because of the stigma that Fuentes sort of has at this point. Yeah. And the thing is that Milo and Fuentes, the cognitive dissonance they must be facing is just palpable because they both talk how much they love Kanye West, but they've also said how much they love Trump. Ooh, yeah. If Kanye West does run in 24, I'm going to advocate for him. I'm going to be helping out as little bit as I can in my own little way. I would definitely be excited about that. So, even though I should not like care about what's going on in clown world. I honestly look at it as like Western civilization is kind of just like going downhill, and I want it to be a fun apocalypse. Okay, like Paul Romano says, like it's the apocalypse. Like things are just kind of funny when like a store is on its last leg and it's about to go bankrupt and everything's chaotic. It's like kind of sad, but it's humorous at the same time. And I think that this would just make it the best apocalypse ever to have Kanye West be the president of the United States. So just from an entertainment factor, that's kind of a large portion of my motivation. But I mean, I guess culturally, it would be really cool to see such people in positions of power, I guess. But I just think the entertainment factor would be off the charts, and that'd be amazing. Politics would be interesting again. So I'm going to do my part to make sure it comes to fruition, and I hope you do as well if the time comes. So thanks for tuning in. This is a really interesting time to be alive. There's no need to be like depressed if you can just like take a step back and understand how cool the world is right now. Like this is fascinating. I would have never dreamed of like this sort of team being assembled. Like, oh my God. Oh, it's so cool. And then like what? Owen Benjamin has been talking to Kanye West too. And like, that's what I mean. That like Kanye West is listening to the same people that truthers listen to on the most obscure ends of the internet. This is wild. This is so cool. Like, how can you not be excited by this? Man. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop ranting and yeah. More details to come. I'm going to be following this story closely. So thanks for tuning in.